The current threat situation clearly shows that we need to close all capability gaps as quickly as possible. The situation makes it perfectly clear that time is a driving and central factor. And this is particularly true in the area of long-range standoff weapons. We will therefore work together and have already started to develop the deep precision strike capability. In concrete terms, this means that we have launched the development of weapon systems with a range of more than 2,000 kilometers. We are doing this as part of the European Long-Range Strike Approach Project, ELSA for short. This has the advantage that other partners can join our project and that we can leverage synergies that make the whole thing more efficient and effective. All these examples, ladies and gentlemen, show that the basis for our close German-British partnership is a strong, successful and sustainable defense industry. That is why we are bringing our industries closer together. In future, there will be a defense round table, which will promote the exchange between industry associations and ministries, but in particular also bring our industries closer together. Of course, we also talked about Ukraine. Also in Ukraine, support, our very, very close, personal and friendly cooperation has developed even further. We have also had an impact. As you know, we both chaired the Ukraine Contact Group meeting in April and raised around 20 billion euros. GER Pistorius Tech Live 15052025 ING OK at MP for an important signal. An important success? And John and I want to further develop this international support for Ukraine within the framework of this format. Germany and the UK are moving forward together. We also feel this when we visit the troops. The cooperation between our armed forces is very, very close, reliable, tried and tested over many decades and very friendly. I encountered this myself when I visited the German-British Pioneer Bridge Battalion in Minden recently.
Boris and I have long recognised that our two nations have a special role to play. We've long recognised that the European nations in NATO must do more and step up to strengthen European security. And we agree that the best way to do that is for leading nations like Germany and the UK to do more together. And we've also agreed that we together will begin work co-leading the development of a new European-developed deep precision strike capability with a range of 2,000 plus kilometres. And finally, Boris and I together, Germany and the UK together, have taken on the role of convening and chairing the Ukraine Defence Contact Group, pulling together around 50 nations, standing by Ukraine for as long as it takes. And together, Boris, in the short period that we've been doing this, we've helped raise an extra 23 billion euros to keep Ukraine in the fight. Now, I know today the eyes of the world in many ways are on Istanbul. And I have to say, this is a day which exposes Putin for what he is. He says he wants peace, but he rejected a full ceasefire. He says he wants to end fighting, but he continues to strike and kill Ukrainian civilians and cities. And he says he wants to talk, but he doesn't even turn up to the very conference that he called for in Istanbul today. This is Putin's war. He could end it tomorrow. He could end it tomorrow if he withdrew from the sovereign country that he invaded almost 3.5 years ago. And come what may, Boris and I tomorrow will be together with Italy and France and Poland in Rome, E5. This is an E5 group that we pulled together for the first time in November. And that whether it's through the E5 or the Trinity House or through NATO, our ultimate strength, our strategic strength, lies with our allies. And particularly in these times, we need our friends more than ever.
Is now the time to go back and hit Russia with further sanctions, given what's happened today in Istanbul?
Yes. Our leaders in Kyiv at the weekend, demonstrating the strength of support that we have together behind Ukraine, made very clear that we're ready to do that as leading European nations. And the short answer is yes, we need to act. We need to put pressure on Putin that helps bring him to the negotiating table. Be for our leaders to set out when we're ready to bring them into force.
As far as the European Union is concerned, it's a matter and an issue for the European Union and not for the member states. And as far as I'm informed, the European Union already negotiated yesterday and give green light for a new package of sanctions, and this is very important.
It is crucial that the NATO capability goals, which are then also defined, are met quickly, comprehensively and on time. Because I believe that we really do need to say goodbye to something, without making percentages irrelevant. Of course, in the end we are talking about 3% or more. That will be the case. But we need to move away from a pure input orientation and towards an outcome orientation.